Thunder wakes you, and Olympus wants to kill you. The explosion vibrates within your chest as if the world itself has been split in two. The air is so thin that each breath is torture. When your eyes finally open, the impossible happens. The ground is made of clouds. On every side, a sea of white covers endless chasms. Golden palaces float on the horizon, connected by rivers of light that cascade between columns taller than any skyscraper. You don't know how you got here. You only know that if you stay still, you'll die. A freezing wind pushes you back, nearly throwing you off the cliff. Golden rays streak across the sky in silence, briefly revealing immense figures, gods you recognize from myth. And there's something the poets never told. Those who see the true face of Zeus don't live to tell the tale. Then the voice appears, deep, far away, but so powerful that it seems to originate inside your mind. You have 24 hours to survive in the home of the gods during Zeus's storm. If you love mythology and want to discover the secrets the gods hide from the mortal world, subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter. Another flash. Lightning explodes just steps away, opening a fissure in the ground. The smell of burning stone fills your nostrils. Here, even one step can kill you. And the question is, do you take the next step, or will the next step kill you?
The air is thin, cruel. Every breath you try to take comes in like invisible blades, burning your lungs. Your eyes open slowly, and the first sensation is confusion. The light that invades your vision doesn't come from the sun or the moon. It's something purer, ancient, indescribable. Then the realization hits you with a vengeance. You're no longer in the world of men. You're on Olympus, the home of the gods. Before you, reality bends and ceases to make sense. White columns rise so high they disappear into the golden clouds, as if touching the sky itself. Golden palaces float on the horizon, connected by rivers of light that cascade from one to the other like living waterfalls. Entire gardens suspended on stone islands shine like constellations. Flowers seem made of stars, and the wind carries sweet scents that have never existed on Earth. Among these structures, creatures you only knew from myth move silently. Harpies with black wings cut through the air, winged horses gallop on clouds, curious satyrs peer before disappearing into marble crevices. But there is no true silence. A low, deep sound vibrates beneath your feet, like a distant chorus of ancient voices whispering in a language impossible to understand. It's more than noise, it's judgment. With every step you feel the weight of hundreds of eyes that don't belong to mortals. Statues scattered along the path, warriors, monsters, gods, seem to follow your movements. The eyes carved in stone are so vivid they give the impression that of being alive, waiting for something from you. Fun fact, in ancient Greece, many believed that the real Mount Olympus was hidden by eternal clouds, and that only heroes chosen by the gods could see it without going mad. With every second, the air grows heavier, as if Olympus itself is testing your presence, and a question begins to grow in your mind, as loud as the thunder roaring in the distance. Why have the gates of Olympus opened for you? And why now?
The sky begins to change before your eyes. The golden light that once made everything seem divine begins to fade like a dying flame. Heavy clouds form at an impossible pace, coiling around each other like gigantic serpents. In seconds, what seemed like paradise transforms into something not even poets dared to describe. You feel it first in the wind. It changes direction, swirling around you as if the air itself were alive. A biting chill tears at your skin and raises every hair on your head. Then comes the sound, or rather, the absence of it. The nymphs that once danced disappear, the winged horses fly away, and even the distant song of the harpies suddenly fades. And then from above, black feathers begin to fall like unholy snow. They swirl slowly, descending in absolute silence. It's in this silence that you hear. It's not a voice coming from outside. It's born inside your head, heavy, deep, impossible to ignore. When Olympus is silent, Zeus will speak. Your heart races. The electricity in the air is so thick that every breath burns you. You taste metal in your mouth, as if you've bitten into lightning. And then thunder strikes. There's no time to think, no time to react. A burst of white light blinds everything. The sound's so violent that the world seems to crack. The ground trembles beneath your feet, opening tiny fissures in the perfect marble of Olympus. On the horizon, colossal shadows move behind the clouds. It's impossible to tell if they're mountains or living figures, but you feel like you shouldn't look. Another flash of light cuts across the sky, and for a second, you see something impossible. Golden eyes watching you from above, cold, merciless, judging whether you have the right to keep breathing. You don't know what's worse, the silence that precedes it or the next thunder that will come.
The storm rages, but amidst the flashes of lightning, you notice something even more disturbing. You are not alone under Zeus's gaze. Amid the broken columns and floating gardens, other presences reveal themselves. At the top of a cracked staircase, Hera watches in silence. Her silhouette is as still as a living statue, but the smile on her lips leaves no doubt. She is enjoying what she sees. It's the smile of someone witnessing a tragedy foretold, waiting only for the right moment to intervene, not out of compassion, but out of interest. Further ahead, the water running down the stairs takes shape. The wind shifts, bringing the salty smell of the sea, impossible to find so far from the coast. Poseidon is there. The Lord of the Seas crosses his arms, laughing at his brother's fury as if it were all a spectacle. For him, the storm is entertainment. There is no rush to save, nor to condemn. There is only the pleasure of watching, and this pleasure is cruel. A soft flapping of wings cuts through the thunder. Athena descends slowly, shrouded in a gray light that contrasts with the golden lightning. Her eyes, deep and calculating, carry neither Hera's arrogance nor Poseidon's sarcasm. But that doesn't make them any less dangerous. Athena watches, and there's something in those eyes that unsettles you. Compassion mixed with judgment. She extends her hand, but on Olympus, no gesture is innocent. Help or trap. The rivalries between these gods are not new. It was the discord sown by Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite that ignited the Trojan War. It was Poseidon's pride that sunk entire cities. Olympus is an eternal stage for intrigue, and every glance exchanged between them carries 1,000 stories of ancient betrayals and revenge. Here, alliances shift like the winds, and your life is just another piece in this game. You feel the weight of so many divine eyes upon you and realize something terrible. None of them seem to want you to survive. And worse, maybe what they want is to see how far you can go before you fall. The wind howls like a wounded animal, and each bolt of lightning seems closer than the last. You run without thinking, feet slipping on the wet marble, dodging flying shards as entire columns collapse behind you. The nearest temple looms ahead, immense and crumbling, its cracked columns still resisting Zeus's wrath. It's your only chance for shelter. As you cross the threshold, the storm outside becomes a muffled roar. The silence that descends is deceptive. The air inside the temple is heavy, thick with the smell of burnt iron and ancient stone. Extinguished torches hang from the walls, and lightning flashes through cracks in the ceiling, revealing sculptures that look so lifelike you almost expect them to breathe. And then they do. First, a low metallic sound, like a dragging chain. Then, a creak of rusty joints. The bronze statues, warriors with spears and helmets, turn their heads toward him. Fiery eyes ignite within the metallic slits. The sound echoes through the hall, a rhythmic pounding of heavy footsteps against the marble, synchronized as a single organism. You recognize what they are, automatons of Hephaestus, legendary creations of the blacksmith god, made to guard the secrets of Olympus. In the stories, they never missed a blow. Made of bronze and fueled by divine fire, they fought until the intruder stopped breathing, or until their own body was reduced to ash. The first advances, spears clanging. The second closes the path behind you. The metallic sound multiplies. 1, 2, 3, 10 steps. Surrounded. The wind blows through the temple's cracks again, scattering dust and ash. Outside, the storm howls, but inside, the danger is silent and calculated. You clench your fists. No way out, no cry for help, just you, the echo of your heart, and 10 bronze warriors ready to carry out the order to kill any mortal who dares set foot on Olympus. What about you? Would you run or face these divine guardians? Comment here. You walk down a narrow, dark corridor, each footstep echoing as if all of Olympus could hear it. The walls are cold and damp, covered in inscriptions you don't recognize, but which seem ancient enough to be older than time itself. The storm rages outside, thunder booming like war drums. But as you advance, the sound transforms. First a murmur, then music. Soft harps, suppressed laughter, glasses clinking. Emerging from the corridor, the contrast is a punch in the chest. While Olympus outside shatters under lightning and wind, inside there's a party. Golden halls stretch endlessly, lit by torches that never go out. Long tables are covered in glistening fruit, and goblets overflow with a golden liquid that flows like honey. You've heard of it. Nectar, the drink of the gods. A single sip grants eternal vigor, and it is said that whoever partakes of ambrosia, the sacred food, never experiences death again. Fun fact, according to the poets, Heracles only achieved immortality after tasting ambrosia, a privilege granted to very few mortals. But here, at the center of the party, no one seems to care who lives or dies. Gods and demigods dance on the polished marble, laughing as the storm consumes what remains of the mortal world. It's a spectacle for them. And you realize something cruel. Human suffering is no tragedy for Olympus. It's entertainment. And you? Do you still dare to believe that these gods are just? As the laughter of the gods echoes through the golden hall, something different cuts through the background noise. A whisper. Low, drawn out, so soft you first think it's wind. But the wind doesn't call your name. The voice comes from a dark side corridor, forgotten by all the celebrants. With each step you take toward it, the music of the celebration fades away, muffled by a chill rising from the ground. The air changes. The golden heat of Olympus gives way to a damp, heavy wind, carrying the scent of wet stone and ancient earth. You reach a broken archway, and beyond it, you find something that shouldn't exist in the home of the gods. A staircase made of shadows. Steps formed of pure darkness spiral downward, and from the bottom, the whisper repeats, clearer this time. It's your name. With each repetition, the voice grows closer, deep, slow, familiar in a way that sends shivers down your spine. You don't need anyone to tell you who it is. The presence is unmistakable. Hades, the god of the underworld. While Zeus rules the sky and Poseidon the sea, Hades reigns over what is inevitable for all: death. The stories told by the poets said that Hades rarely left his realm, that the underworld was so vast and full of secrets that the god himself preferred silence to the war of his brothers. But now, he watches you from up here, curious, fascinated by the mortal who dared to climb so high, and who may be about to fall so low. The voice spreads across the stone walls, resounding like an impossible echo. Heaven may kill you, but the underworld will devour you. You feel the weight of the choice looming before you. Ascend to Zeus, face the God King's wrath, and risk being struck down? Or descend to the realm of Hades, plunge into a void that swallows even the light, and discover if death is more merciful than the heavens? What if the path to survival is not up, but down? The storm reaches the point where heaven and earth seem to merge.
Lightning no longer strikes one at a time, it crisscrosses, weaving a web of light that transforms night into a blinding white day. The sound is constant, deafening. Each thunderclap is a bone-shaking blow, and each flash illuminates crumbling ruins, crumbling bridges, and colossal shadows moving among the clouds. And then, amidst the chaos, voices emerge. Not from one god, but from all at once, an ethereal, deep choir, impossible to place. They speak in ancient tongues, but you understand every word, not with your ears, but with your mind. It's as if Olympus itself has decided to engrave the judgment inside your head. A mortal will rise and decide the fate of the heavens. The phrase repeats itself, echoing like a chant that blends promise and threat. The whole world seems to stop to listen, and you realize something terrible. They're not talking about just any mortal. They're talking about you. Images flash through your mind like lightning. Cities burning, seas parting, mountains crumbling. Entire lives trapped in a choice you haven't yet made. You feel the weight of this fate on your shoulders and realize that to the gods, your life was never yours. It's theirs. With each step you take, the ground trembles beneath your feet. It feels as if all of Olympus is alive, pushing you forward, guiding you toward an encounter you cannot avoid. Zeus's voice stands out in the chorus, deeper, more imposing. Breathe now, for it will be your last time as a mortal. Your heart beats so fast it feels like it's trying to burst from your chest. You don't know whether to run, kneel, or face the inevitable. But one question haunts you, cutting through the roar of thunder like a blade. What if the choice you make today changes not only your destiny, but the destiny of the gods themselves?
The sky rips open like a wound in the very fabric of the world. The black clouds that covered Olympus split in half, revealing a light so intense it seems unnatural. It's raw, ancient, made of pure energy. The wind dies, sound dies. For a second, everything hangs still, as if time itself holds its breath. And then it descends. Zeus, king of the gods, colossal, impossible to measure with mortal eyes. His body is not of flesh, but of storm and light. Lightning coils around his arms like living serpents, crackling in the air with a sound that makes the mountains tremble. His presence is so overwhelming that the very ground buckles beneath his feet. Every step he takes opens fissures in the perfect marble of Olympus. Every he breathes is enough wind to uproot trees. Visual close-up. Zeus's golden gaze fills the screen. Incandescent pupils that judge not only your body, but your soul. His voice comes neither from heaven nor earth. It vibrates within your chest, shattering every thought you try to form. Why dare you breathe my air? You feel your knees weaken. Everything in you wants to kneel, beg for mercy. But a stubborn part resists, a part that screams that if you die here, you'll die standing. Ancient stories flash through your mind. Poets told of mortals who dared to look directly at Zeus going mad or being struck down instantly. Now you understand why. Another thunderclap cracks. The light is so bright you can't tell the sky from the ground. You have a choice. Kneel, face, or defy. Each path leads to an unknown destination. Here, to hesitate is to die.
The light fades as quickly as it came. The world slowly reappears. Pieces of golden sky, the cracked marble beneath your feet, the distant echo of the last thunder dying on the horizon. You're still standing, alive. The impossible has happened. Your skin burns. Luminous lines run beneath it like veins of molten gold, pulsing with each heartbeat. Your eyes reflect the shattered sky, 2 points of light that were previously absent. You take a deep breath, trying to understand, and you realize something has changed forever. Part of Zeus's lightning now courses through your veins.
The silence that follows is deafening. Hera, Poseidon, Athena, they all watch, motionless. There are no smiles, no applause. There is shock, there is curiosity. You have survived something that should kill any mortal, and yet you know this is not a victory. It is a sentence, a blessing or a curse. A cold whisper cuts through the silence. Now, you are mine. The ground splits. Red cracks glow like open wounds, revealing an endless abyss. From the bottom, two red eyes stare back at you. Visual close-up. Hades' black helmet appears, reflecting his face, half human, half something new. If Olympus was already mortal, wait until you see what awaits you in Hades. Subscribe and ring the bell. The next chapter will take you to the underworld.